Welcome to the wonderful world of annuities. Jumping up onto a Google Sheet or Excel page, I'm just going to throw in some information at the moment. So in our example in the textbook on 274, example 3, we're given some information. We've got a rate that is 6.4% per annum, but we need it in months, so we're dividing by 12. We also have our number of periods, and that was 3 times 12, which is of course 36. We've got our payment. The short term for payment in Excel is PMT. I'm going to write the whole word just so that we remember what's going on in there. And that is a negative value because it is taking away from the original one. So don't forget to put your negatives in the places where you need them. It's rather important. It changes a lot later. Don't forget, when putting in a formula, you need to press equals first. It should come up as an option down in the bottom left corner, just above the keyboard. And after that, you'll see it's telling you which things to put in which order. For instance, the rate, then the number of periods, the payment amount, and the present value. So I did need to click an extra box there just for present value because I hadn't put anything in. I don't have a number for it at the moment. Now I've got an issue there, and if you look at it, it's the 0.064 divided by 12 because it's not recognizing it as a number. Easy way to get it to recognize that as a number is put an equals at the front, and then it'll do the division for you, making it into an actual number. Again, equal signs are your friends. So chuck him in, and look at that. We've now got a recurring decimal happening in there and a value as our answer, and that is our answer there. Now, if you weren't sure how to turn your 3 years into months, you can also do the same thing for your number of periods. So equals 3 times, which is an asterisk, 12, to give you your 36. And that is the first example for using Excel for modeling an annuity. Our next one, I just like to freeze a couple of the rows and columns just so that it's easy to see things if you do put lots and lots of stuff in later. To do that, click on the number or letter associated with that column or row and click the freeze button. Once you've got those things in, I'm just going to put in some titles for our sections. So the function at the top, that is what information is going on. And then we've got our future value, our present value, our number of periods, payment, and lucky last, the rate. Do you remember to put the rate in as a decimal? It ends up neater in Excel that way. Alright, our other sections in there, we've got the given information, our calculated answer, and the formula. So let's grab the information from the question and chuck them in. We are told that our future value we want to get to is $10,000, so we've got minus $10,000. We don't have it yet, we want to get there. Our number of periods is 4 years. The payment, that's what we're trying to work out. And the rate that we're looking at is 10% per annum, which is 0.1. Now, jumping over to our formula column. You can really put this in wherever you're feeling like. It's just neater if you keep it table-y, just so when you're looking at it later, you're like, oh, that's right. It was making sense. Present equals PMT. We want to know what the payment is. PMT is, of course, the payment. It is asking for the rate, number of periods, present value, etc. Now, if I don't do them in that order, and you'll see here I'm just going straight from top to bottom, it gets very upset with me. It's not at all what it's asking for, and it ends up with a number that makes no sense. So if we click on that hashtag num, it tells you what's wrong, and it says that the number's too big. It makes absolutely no sense for what's going on. So what we've got to do there is go, what did we click wrong? For this one, I clicked top to bottom instead of following the particular directions it told me to. So what we need to do there is get rid of the current information we've got plugged into that formula and rearrange it into a more appropriate direction. Alrighty, so deleting all the stuff that's in there at the moment, you'll see all of the highlighted boxes slowly unhighlighting themselves as we delete things. Deleting. And now clicking them in the right order, I'm going to go for the rate first, so that's 0.1 at the bottom, and then our number of periods, our present value, and our future value. And when we press enter now, make sure we've got our bracket on the end there. We should have a number, which is the same as if you just put in the numbers into the formula rather than trying to use the cells. That was, of course, example 4, and moving on to 5, I'm just going to make a duplicate of the last sheet so that I don't have to re-put in all of my headings, and then just clear out all of that old information. This round we are looking for the present value of an annuity if we had our payment. So we've got some different pieces of information to put in, but it still fits into the categories that we already have written in there. Our first one up is our present, our number of periods. Our number of periods are 6 years. Our payment was minus 1,300 because you are putting the 1,300 in. The rate is 0.058. We head over to the formula next to the present value, which is what we're trying to work out. We press equals PV for present value. Down that left corner, you saw that PV button I clicked, and then you're putting in the rate, the number of periods next. Then the payment amount, and then click it on that present, the future value, click at the top, and press an equals, and there's our answer.